After all these years of waiting and longing for things to partially resemble what they once were, I have come to the conclusion that change is coming. I have reached out on multiple occasions, trying to remain friends, trying to get answers. I have left the ball in her court, so to say, in hopes that she would have called me up for a coffee, but no call ever came. The only time there was ever contact was when she would call me to brag about her conquests, or how great her new life was and the place that she was living, or if she had heard some kind of snippet of juicy gossip and she wanted to confirm if it was true. She had no true intentions of ever being my friend again. She had no intentions of ever trying to fix what she broke in our relationship. She has no intentions of saying sorry for the hurt that she caused both myself and my family. I waited years for things to fix themselves. Years for her to reach out. However, she never did. The hurt that I was carrying is not good for a person to carry. I carried this for a long time. The disappointment that I was carrying was not good for me to carry for as long as I did. I think I held on for so long because we never had a chance to be a young couple. We met and then in just a few days started dating, and then moved in together, financed a new car, signed on to a mortgage. In the meantime, I was helping look after my dad, who was sick, and the pressures from my choices of jobs sometimes were a little bit too much. I can't help to think what my life would have been like. I can't help to think what life would have been like if we were given a chance. In the fall of 2022, it was a rough fall. I ended up in the hospital. I had some issues that needed to be remedied. And at the other end, I come to the conclusion that I could wait the rest of my life for her to contact me. I could wait the rest of my life for her to make up her mind of what she wanted to do with me and my life. Sometimes when you're dealing with a person like this, the only choice you have is to make the choices and make the big moves yourself. So one day I messaged her, just wanting to get together to talk about our past, wanting to get together to explain what was going on in my life at that time. The winter of 2017, the spring of 2018. What was going on in my mind the winter of 2018 and the spring of 2019, when I was alone, when I was going through a really, really rough stretch, when I was one of the closest points I've ever been to the breaking point, to the end of everything. During this time, she would call me and brag about all the things that she had done and all the other people that she had been with and what was sitting on the coffee table in front of her, and those things that she could get in big trouble for, but yet had no desire to make a change. Over the years, I've tried several times to talk to her, including in person. Most of the time, I hardly ever received a reply back. I wasn't even sure if it was even her that I was messaging. This time, I messaged her, set up a time, got very minimal conversation back, set up a time to meet. She had the whole afternoon off, nowhere to be, probably until supper time, I would assume. However, she kept checking her phone every 15 minutes like she was expecting a phone call or expecting somebody to come rescue her from the situation that she has found herself in. All I wanted to do was to tell her how I was feeling, tell her what was going on in my head during these times, to get her side of the story of what she felt when things were going on. Ask her what she's been going through the last few years and why she never reached out for a coffee, and many, many other questions along those lines. A person can hold on to bitterness, hold on to resentment, hold on to pain for many years until it eventually affects every aspect of their life and virtually eats them alive. Or they can work through it, they can let it go, they can move on, they can leave the other person stuck in the past where apparently they're quite happy to be, stuck in the lifestyle that they always seem to go back to each and every time, stuck where they were before you met them all those years ago. For the first time in many years, I feel better emotionally and mentally. For the first time in many years, I think I have partial or complete closure to what went on in my life, what went on in her life, as much as I'm ever going to get answers for those things, those lies, those deceitful things that happened in the past. Sometimes you have to put the past to rest. Sometimes you have to cut the strings that you were holding on to. Let the hope go of things ever being the way they once were, because they will never be that way again. The house is gone, the cars are gone, the basement's gone, the family is gone, the love that I felt for her is gone. The only thing to do is to close that chapter of the book of life and move on to something else. Start living the life the way you should have years ago started living. Start living for yourself and not in servitude of other people. Closure was something that for me was hard to find. It took a lot of working through things and a lot of realization and a lot of letting go to get to this point. You can't hang on to somebody who doesn't want to be a part of your life. You can't hang on to somebody who has weaved a web of lies to the new people that she's hanging around with. You can't be friends with somebody like this, because suddenly, if you're in her life again, her new friends will question how come and why, and all those lies that she has weaved with her new friends will start to fall apart. Moving on and letting go, forgiving the person but not forgetting what they've done to you. If you forget the past, then you erase the past and you will repeat the cycle over and over again. However, if you don't forgive the person for what they've done to you, they essentially will win, because the bitterness and the pain and the hurt will destroy you, and they will continue living the life the way they've always been living, in the past. The future is now. The past is the past. The future's unknown. One step at a time, one day at a time.